Hi, I'm Olivia Wheeler, famous TV actress and film star. You probably know me from Angel in the Night, but what you might not know about me is how much I love animals. All animals deserve to receive care, and that's what Animal Arc promises to do. You can make sure your animal is cared and loved for with regular checkups, vaccinations, and special treats for when they're good. Take care of your pet the right way, the Arc way.
Animal Arc is a non-profit organisation, now accepting donations at 945-829.
Modern America would have you believe you need to work out and eat grass to stay healthy, but at Burger Shot, we know what America really wants. The heart stopper, money shot, and bleed a meal. The opportunity to clog your arteries are endless. And don't forget our catering menu. If you can't make it to us, we'll make it to you. Die with a smile on your face.
Does your partner spend all your income on small dogs?
You're the kind of stalker to fully upgrade a ruined orbiter.
Does your home look like a hobo just had Taco Bell on a Friday night? Owning your own home has never been easier or more affordable. Reach out to one of my agents today.
Subieron la mota, también el alcohol. Subieron la mota, también el alcohol, niña. Subieron la mota, también el alcohol. Y ahora es más caro ponerse un paso. ¿Qué le pasa, muchacho? Sí que borracho. La peste del hocico huele bien gacho. Gastas tu tiempo, todo tu dinero. Estás en la ruina por andar de culero. Todos trabajan y tú estás durmiendo. Y esperas la noche para estar bebiendo. Mientras invitas a todos las copas. Todas las chiquitas se quitan su ropa. Su vieja me dijo que le eche la mano. Que no tiene chamba tampoco su hermano. Óigame mi compa, no la hagas de pedo. Le digo las cosas y sigue de necio.
¿Qué pasa, vato? My name is Azul at the LSB. Some people might know me back in the day as the Jefe Marabunta back in 95 as Mindy. When I left Marabunta to these new generation coming in, and I was devastated to see that there was no blue around there. And then these new blue came on the streets. I was back and forth from Mexico at time visiting familia. And I think it was Washdog or Tejano that told me about Marabunta's back. I was like, oh, like, is my hermano Mimo? He's around, he's again. And he said, no, it's new people. It's Jefa and some other people. I was like, okay, cool. Let me go by and, introduce myself and whatever not, and say, like, look, I'm glad to see Blue back on the streets. And then, I kind of made my introductions, went on my way, and then it went kind of all crazy. Like, next thing I know, I go away to Mexico, come back. Oh, XYZ's been shot over like some fucking meeting. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what do you mean over some meeting? And he said, because they didn't call or something. I was like, okay, what the fuck? Are these people I spoke to? Like, what the fuck? And then all shit, chaos, fucking people throwing Molotovs and whatever else. And then all of a sudden, I disappear back to Mexico, come back. Eastside's on fire. I said, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah, it's definitely been a success story when you see the houses over there and how happy the people are. And, they're very grateful for what the club is doing for the community. And I think they're very happy to have us all here, knowing that, if they do need anything, or they do need somewhere to feel safe, or they need help in any way, whether it be housing, business, or stuff, that they can rely on. LSV.
And Tehanu, he said, "You look, you need to go build." I said, "What you mean go build? What the like is rubble?" And he said about the Italians have invested.
I feel as far as the business side of things are run, that we have more families that are willing to come out at later times. They're not scared and demanding delivery. They're going out and enjoying the weather, enjoying the scenes, the sights, the parquets, as it were, and what this city truly has to offer. A lot more foot traffic in the neighborhoods along the east side. People with smiles instead of staring down at the floor, not wanting to risk eye contact with others. It's truly been uplifting, in my opinion.
LSVs trying to know do our thing, represent Eastside, make it good, help people's families. So yeah, the past 2 years we was building. I didn't even know that I could, put pipes in the ground, vato, and have water run through and know how to fucking lay bricks straight and shit.
We don't shit where we eat, man. If somebody tries and pushes their weight around, and the community isn't a big fan of these people, let's just say sometimes the problem rectifies itself and the community doesn't hear from them anymore.
The philosophy of LSB. I mean, this is a safe haven for anyone who wants to come here and, make something of themselves. This is my home, and we want to provide a home for whoever is interested, whoever loves bikes, whoever loves riding, whoever fits in. Hell, I didn't even fit in here when I first started, and I was still welcomed.
Some of the core beliefs that I have being part of this club, it's important to respect this cut and to treat everyone within the club, respectfully. I don't think we get a lot of that credit for that, considering we are like siblings and we do joke around a lot. But when it comes down to serious matters, we're pretty good about being respectful, and this cut is really important not to, be disrespected. We try to stand our ground with it.
And my core belief, really, like many other MCs out there, is family. You got your brothers, you got your sisters, you got your members, you got your, your lovebirds, your old ladies, you got your prospects. I mean, everybody is under this patch in one way or another. Family and looking out for each other, that's a big thing. The other thing, of course, is the road. You live and die by it. The road is kind of like the destination of, it's the freeway of where you're getting to in life. Nobody owns the road, and if you own it, well, you're gonna fucking crash and burn. So you got to take care of it. Take care of yourself.
My personal vision for the future is a tough one to answer. I'd like to have, the rec center up and running for people to go hang out. Doesn't matter who you are. I'm trying to give back to the community. Maybe try and get into new businesses. I don't know. There's a lot of adventures and a lot of roads that I could go down. It's just something that I take day to day.
I don't ponder too much about the future of things. I'm a guy that likes to just live in the moment, like I've lived in a life of too long thinking, tomorrow I can wake up dead, right? I could be, even from my present day, I can wake up in the morning to a fucking sharpened toothbrush in my gut, like 70 times, whatever the fuck. So every day I live my life how I live my life every other day of the week, regardless if it's Monday through to Sunday homes, right?
I've never had any issues working with the LSV, and I'll be completely honest with you. Stereotypes are a terrible, terrible thing. myself as an Italian and a part of the Italian community, we always get stereotyped as being a part of a, what do they call it, a quote unquote a mob, which is very upsetting to me. And I imagine the LSV would be going through something similar of that nature, being a motorcycle club, because people believe that every person who's a part of a motorcycle club must be a murderer and a drug dealer, which is it couldn't be any further from the truth.
We're not even bad people. We help our communities that we're a part of. We always try and raise money for charity, make sure that the community is well supported. We we try and help out those that need helping wherever we can. We're not just violent felons. It's not not what we are.
In fact, the very first interaction I ever had with any member of the LSV was when they thought that I needed car help, because they thought that my car was broken down and that I was stranded near their clubhouse. And one of their members came down and asked me if I needed help changing a tire or if I needed help with my car, which I didn't at the time, thankfully. But that was the very first thing they did to me. Not try to rob me, not try to hold me up and take my phone and go sell it in the black market or something. They offered to fix my car for me if it was broken.
LSV's done the things that they want to do, and they've also done the things that they've had to do. For me, I think that's what defines the 1% and then the community. Like, for sure, yeah, definitely they've did some shit, right? But there's also things that they've had to do, where their hands been fucking put into that fucking box.
Nothing comes close to the freedom of a motorcycle flying down Great Ocean Highway. Well, one thing does. Drink like a biker. Afterlife.
From mountaintop to our countertop. Fresh food made daily with care, experience, and local ingredients. Paleto Bay Diner, home to the city's best chicken and waffles.
Mom, Dad, I think I just saw Charlotte doing coke.
Oh God. Not cocaine.
Oh no.
You know, she would have never picked up this habit if weed was legal.
Legalize the reefer. It's the ultimate stress reliever.
What's today?
Hello?
Some moments change your life.
Sit back, relax, and shut up.
When you can't risk getting a speeding ticket ruined.
Find your calling today at ULSA, either as a student or a professor.
Don't forget where you come from. So you gotta, you may be a member, but you can't forget your roots. You might be somebody from the Eastside, or you might be somebody from Europe, or Guatemala, Mexico, Canada, wherever. You can't forget where you come from. You gotta have pride in yourself and where you come from, pride in who you are.
I carry these clubs' values. You know what I mean? Number one is the club, right? Behind that is the brotherhood, the sisterhood of the membership of that club. A big one for us is, if you look at that, flag up behind me, respect, is big. Never given, always earned. That's a huge one for us, always respecting the road. I don't know if you ever read the old book by old Hunter S. Thompson, when he talks about the edge. We don't have 3,000 pound cages around us, and the human body does kind of funny things when you impact pavement at those kind of speeds that we reach. So always respecting the road. Honor your word. This club will only ever be as good as its word.
I have a lot of answers that I can give you for this. Some answers people wouldn't like. Some answers people would just laugh about. The easiest way to put this is the structure and the foundation of the MC. It can never work without, your cabinet being in line, doing their job properly. It all comes down to each and every individual being able to communicate, being able to do as they need to, being able to do what they're told. Keeping their hands clean.
These colors we earn through our actions, and that's what solidifies us. Outside of that, personal beliefs and things like that, none of that fucking matters, man. I'm sure that I don't share some same views as some of the other members of the club, but in the end, we're still brothers, we're still sisters. We still share this cut. So as far as any kind of hurdles there, none really. The only hurdles come from like people on the outside looking in, right? Thinking, I don't know, what kind of weird shit do they got going on? And unless you're in it, you'll never understand it, to be quite honest with you.
Each person here is very different from the next. Each person has their own beliefs, and they're not criticized for having said beliefs or living a different lifestyle than most of the other people in the club. We go out of our way to go above and beyond for each person with different backgrounds, different ethnicities, and cultures, and we don't take that lightly. We do what we can for our family.
I personally like the aspect of how we operate as a club versus how a street gang would. I've never been in a street gang. I don't have experience in that matter, but I've been close with people who are, and seeing the day-to-day operations versus how we would. I think it's a little more organized, the way we run things, the way we handle things. Having a ladder of who's in charge is really important, I think, and everyone is sticking to that role and keeping order that way. Feels like it keeps things a little more organized and not so much weight on one person's shoulder versus another.
Okay, I know the difference between a 1% and a 99% club, right? But with my mentality and how I've lived my life and shit, that's why I came here, right? Because I know, like, it's a reckless life, fucking, you go out party, you do this and that, you get into trouble with some other fucking MC or some shit, right? But I think that LSV, us being a 1%, I think it means more to, like, we've had these struggles, we've been through these hoops and whatever else, right? We've achieved, I would say, like, achieved a diamond. I think that's how you would put it in the MC fucking life. I would just see, like, I earn my flag, vato, like I earn my tattoos or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah, like I said, we were like the third MC in the city, so our philosophy was, we wanted to give people an alternative. If they didn't want to join an MC where they didn't feel like they could belong, and AOD lost, they wanted to live the lifestyle they so choose to, or believe in, but couldn't join them. We were the ones they were to kind of come around and hang with. In a weird sense, kind of like the outcast MC, but that was back in the day, and we changed since then.
I mean, and even during these 3 years, we have endured not only Eastside politics, but we've been the only motorcycle club within the city. The other motorcycle clubs have all been moved or, stationed in the county, which is interesting, to say the least.
Truth is, there are always plans for improvement. There's always room for improvement.
If you've seen Fuzz Lane back in the day, I hate to say it, but it was a fucking shithole then. It was rundown houses, the roads were all potholes and shit.
We've already built a gas station and several new stores and a lot of new houses for the east side, so that we can increase the capacity of holding more low-income families, offering them homes, offering them shelter during the rough weather and during the cold of the winter and the heat of the summer. And there are always plans for the future. I don't want to reveal anything just yet because there's nothing set in concrete, but I will assure everybody who's a part of the East Side and a citizen of this beautiful country who reside in San Andreas that we are always working towards the betterment and improvement of any place that the Italian community has a hand in. And I assure you that you'll be very surprised with the plans that we have coming up in the next couple of months.
I mean, the next step is that the club just grows and continues to get even stronger and help build a better community for the east side.
When I joined this club, I never knew about any other chapters. So over the years, seeing us expand, even overseas, has been something I'm really happy to see that. I think that's important to get our name out there, even overseas, considering how diverse we are. I think that'll just open up even more diversity and including in more people.
Going forward from this club's inception, I think back to one of my favorite quotes from a certain notorious individual. But he always said, if you're going to do anything, do it well and leave something witchy behind so the world knows you were there. I do plan on keeping up community relations. I do intend on keeping up the public image of LSV. But I am gonna also make a main focus that people try not to mistake our kindness for weakness and remember why we carry this diamond on our fucking backs.
Obviously, more club members. We're now starting to branch out more, across the globe. Got a chapter in the UK. Got a chapter in Las Venturas. We've got a few other chapters springing up in other places. Not quite sure. Tottenham might know better than I do. But yeah, the club's growing as a whole, not just here, but in other places too.
The more that we grow, the more, a lot of people have got to learn and understand our background and our culture here. The biggest challenge that we'll probably have is, honestly, trying to keep people's mouths fed.
Yeah, they feel safer, and they know that there's never any threat that has come from LSV towards the community. They've always just been helpful.
We would like to represent our culture, our heritage with our flag and our cut, the Mexican flag. The patch itself is red, green, and a bit of white. Some of the colors of that flag, and in our bylaws we have things linked to Mexican and South American heritage and culture. For example, one of which being you have to own an American-made or Mexican-made, chopper, cruiser, bike, whatever. That's one of the things. It can't be anything else unless it's specifically built by us at LSV Customs. Like the Camphor, for example. It's based on a old German blueprint, sure, but if we make it, it's goddamn fucking Mexican and American right there. The little things we do to make sure our culture is preserved and we, keep holding our roots and culture.
¿Se quieren aventar un slam, banda?
Sometimes you gotta go back to go forward. And I don't mean reverse. I reversed once in an Emperor. Neighbor needs a new mailbox now. They say city slickers only drive in an Emperor. But what if the road's dry? Alexander, Napoleon, and now me. That's why I drive an Emperor. Rule the road. Or the people. Not sure yet.
It doesn't get there by magic. It gets there by honest work and passion. From our home to yours.